Okay, well, I'm trying to go about this on Wednesday, the 3rd of the 4th, 2019, is alert anyone that is still awaiting of the medical records. Oops, I've just stopped something. Oh well. Well, be aware that we've got to find it now. Of England via, it's known as NHS primary care in England. It's complicated, bear with me. Trying to recognise the logo. Capita, a digital IT company. It's part of the Capita Group, part of the Capita Business Service Limited, who are data mining your medical data, or you're trying to send all that medical data on their computer systems with departments and pensions, and also ESA, employment support allowance, as well as personal dependence allowance. Yeah, it's all contract, it's all your data mining. Right, hold on, where's the postcode? Right, the PA box is slightly different to that one. It's still in Darlington, United Kingdom. The PO box is 308 they're using. The postcode is slightly different, DL98, but it's another letters after postcode for all medical. The process is online. They're using a private courier company for your medical records to get to your medical practice in United Kingdom. I mention that because I have evidence that they've unlawfully breached data protection. That is data protection going back to the 26th of June 2018. This is a typed up letter previously for me, Thursday 26th July, the third letter 2018, with an email in it for me to the data controller, that is the data protection of my medical data, to a female employed there. And it's subject to, ever since May 2018, you have a lawful right to your medical data, and that is within the 30 or 40 days. I think it's 40 days. Well, it's gone past that. We're now 2019. All the copies of specifically held was sent also to record delivery, resent again at the end of last year. I'm aware of Capita Business Service Limited is the contract without my consent, by the way. I don't know if anybody knows this, but yeah, I needed to know. Basically, it gives you access to whatever is said about one, and if that's not correct, you have a right to have the data corrected. Right, go on Dun and Bradstreet. Despite repeatedly requiring this, this is a limited company. dunandbradstreet.co.uk, a DUNS number, is a medical practice, medical surgery. It's a limited company, so they're trading for profit. Got this 2017. I provided the original evidence of this 2017, and so wonder I've been thinking denied, all lawful offer goods and services to meet my situation. So when they have the offer on the computerized systems all shared. So you really need to know what the hell is shared, what's referred, online referrals, who by what consent, by what evidence, and as I'd put, somebody did this for me, got delivered and they ignored it. So what is NHS England Limited, head office in the UK up north? They're still refusing. Also, they can't do this. I found this out by an email back today by somebody. And you need to be careful about your data, because this is Capita is sharing your data, your medical records. Are you ready? Why should you have to send more evidence, your medical records, for DWP just to get the benefits? Because Capita is the very ones claiming they require this, and yet they still have your data already. So that is the obviously one of the PO boxes they're using. They're using the 308 box for the medical data, the contract with NHS England, and I've investigated that. I've saved it on my device. So you're right to medical data because you want to know what information you can use for a claim. So if you haven't got your paperwork to hand or haven't kept your records, you want access to your data. Well, let me just show you again. The date of this was originally going back. Well, I mean, I'll just be looking at this type thing for me. Is trying to get data protection, this medical practice, data controller since 26th of June last year. How long ago is that? They breached the Data Protection Statute Act 2018, and well, this was sent twice, recorded post, and just going through my files, there was 2 lots of letters, and I got an email back today confirming by a different source that in the terms of contract, NHS England, public funded to this medical practice individuals, they can't refuse your home visit. And by claiming, oh, we'll send an ambulance out when it's not an emergency, it's not an ambulance. Yeah, so I've just made reference to this previous letter. I said, why do you keep offering sending a they call it East Midlands Ambulance NHS Service Trust, and when it's not like an accident or anything, it's a medical, like a female doctor requirement to home visit. And they've been blocking all this. I wondered why they've been blocking it all this past year to me, and because I've opted out. Let me just see if I can show this tight words. If you didn't know, you could opt out with your data sharing with the NHS Digital, and I think that's why they've been doing all this to me, because I got clued out about our rights, and because they did Word Centre, and I've been trying to hold them accountable ever since. They only released all my medical data, didn't they, of 54 years worth to civil servants. I've been trying to hold these, so therefore I make a reference to DWP PIP, and I'm trying to go through the non-factual information written about me, and I need it also for the adult care assessment procedure. You know, that's still like adult health care, statutory law, care access. So the individual concerned, I can't mention them on data protection issues, but just say he's called Dr. S. He's the one that started it. Going back up to date, it's been that individual and a female called, just say Dr. S as well, a male and female. So this is what is actually, if you can't get your data, because if you think, and they already know your data, they already got your medical data, and you see, I've been trying to get my full data records since June last year, and I still haven't got it, and I found out it's unlawfully blocked, and that's breach of data protection. So in the meantime, it's a good job I've got since 2010 data of certain things one needs. But if you don't know about how it works, just look up NHS Digital about your national data, medical data. Just do your own, if you can, an investigation, because I never consented on a different matter, on a different kind of meeting on the 1st of June last year. So I've been trying to sort this out all this time. So, of course, I can't travel to the surgery. There's a recent picture, I had to handwrite this, and it got sent 16th of 3rd, 2019, again to the data controller, this time by ordinary post. Let me just put this how discriminatory these individuals are. If you don't know, they have IT produced letters. It's not signed by medical, your own accountable GP. It's not signed by the data controller. It just gives reference to comments. In reference to a requirement for, well, they word it differently, I'll just word it the way I do. For record, and then claim I need to require them in the normal way. Whoever this admin is, you see there's no real name. Whoever this is, has got it all wrong. And NHS England Limited has changed, what they call it, certain amount of these medical practices in England have employed new people to work in the admin side to cut down claiming to be the time on GPs, right? But yeah, they're not medically trained, are they? And they're just admin, computer pen pushers, keyboard pushers. So didn't answer anything I said, so this went back out to the manager. It's handwritten because they have a contract with reference this time was already in the general practice. It's called a general practice GMC contract, which is funded by NHS England company on the public purse NHS, services. And they call it primary care. That's meaning offer service in the community. That's how they word things. And it is trying to access the lawful requirements, as I said in the previous dates I just quoted, and also to clarify access to what online referrals have ever been made about myself to what services and what's said. And that way I have information to go along with what I originally been trying to access. So I had to resend the 10th. It's handwritten, I can't type like I used to. So my medical data app says what's happened to the correct facts and my medical records. Why is it causing over 5 months delay? Since my typed letters, and why is it not on a CD format in line with, as I just quoted, statutory law? And also I provide all copies of online NHS referrals, and especially certain dates are quoted in this document. And I do have first-hand knowledge of all of the facts. I have not failed to attend offer good services. And oh yeah, that was reference to referral to a not of my choice. You got choices to bear who one is referred to, what for, and in conjunction with your choices, that's on a personal opinion on these contracted medical practitioners, as well as with your consent. It has to be in line with your needs, clinical needs, medical, and they have to abide by the terms and conditions of their contract. Well, they haven't in this case. And so when you call up, say your GP, well, I can't keep calling them up when they keep offering me complete inappropriate offer service, and they're just brushing you off. So that's unlawful breach of their contract with NHS England. and now it's all digital nowadays. So that's why I wanted clarification what if any due process has changed, but it's not. And data protection side, you have a lawful right, and now NHS England Limited contracts in conjunction with Capita Limited company, data company, and subcontracts out a private company claimed to be secure, bit like Parcel Force company, your medical records in a sealed bag from one medical practice to another in England, or how does it actually get to the medical practice? Well, they've had since June last year, March, April. They're 2 months away to a year, do they? 2 months away from 1 year to that. This is unlawful. So, in reference to what may be required, and again reminding them about the offer of a home visit on clinical need, medical need ground, which obviously still meet, and why aren't they using email? I might put an email in for me for them to use, and they've got computerized systems. It's ironic, isn't it? But they don't use an email to respond to it. Yeah. So, funds, these people, they're using NHS digital systems, but it's called every town and city has a clinical commissioning group, a bunch of budget, how to fund, and you usually have on the boards is GPs, medical practitioners, yeah. The NHS England funds pharmacists, medical practices, opticians, dentists. That's what they do, right? And they use a database, System 1. I've just re-looked at that. And it's storing all your data, but how come you can't get access to your own data? That's the thing. So I just want to come on live, because if you're not able to travel and you have you're already deemed nothing's changed and you're being denied of a home visit, everything's changing online where they want to offer a robot doctor. They've subcontractor apps using public funds. You could download the app for free, but it's still a private company running it, and they're not sharing that data onto medical practice, which is alleged on the app that would happen. And I've used that twice, and I thought, how come nobody's contact me that I need assistance by? So that is why. So that got resent. I can't believe that. Well, I can believe that this has happened again. You shouldn't have to chase things up when it's your lawful right. Right. For evidence of recorded post. First letter sent to the Data Protection Controller was the 6th, 2018, delivered and signed for Friday, the 29th of June 2018. Not had a response. That's the first proof of posting. Got resent the 2nd of August 2018. A data controller. Got delivered on Monday, the 6th of the 8th, 2018. No response whatsoever. Not one response. And they deliberately have blanked me unlawfully. And that's what the public purse is paying for, their wages. How much are doctors earning per year? And how much disabled people are being suffering without access to what they need in the United Kingdom? Yeah? So that got resent as evidence that they've had everything sent, and the previous type letters, so they're not going to recopy everything out again, resend. And then you get a 13th of March 2019, a standard letter, not by GMC, General Medical Council members, as they have to have their sign up to the GMC in UK, to practice as a doctor and general practitioner. So the key ones have been blocking it. I know he's behind it since 2007, other stuff I won't go into right now. But a female called, just say call her N, she is promoted on the, I just showed you that leaflet. She's on the board promoting all this standardised NHS. She's on that board, and she is on this medical practice that I'm with. And there's a lot of things you start finding out who's connected to who. So it's like now they're pushing pharmacists, mainstream big pharma, to do all sorts of things. I'm not begrudging things, I'm just saying that the lawful due process is not followed, and it's unlawful. And the changes in NHS England. So what is changing? We're meant to be putting people in control, yeah, of your own situations, to reduce reliance, to find out if they got correct data held about you and your right to correct that data. Then how are we going to move forward? So that's why I'll just come on short while, because oh yeah, and here's the database what they're using. System Online website. That's what they're using. You can post a requirement to have a PIN number to use an online website to check your data. So that System Online, it's not System 1, it's System Online, is run by Capita Business Services Limited, Capita PLC, on behalf of NHS England. Yeah, on behalf of every to do with, just look at NHS England and just research that software and just do some search on who is meant to be looking securely after your data, not just in medical practice, but it's like by 2020, that's why I opted out on data sharing, especially medical data, and I did that research a while ago now. But just be careful about who gets access to your data. If I can't get access to what I need, it's just so unlawfully targeted to, well, there's a duty of care, put it this way, and to deny you access to what you lawfully have a right to, that's breach of NHS National United Kingdom's Constitution. There is still such a thing, by the way. So, no. Let me just see if there's anything about the... So, yeah, so I still have... When I found out about prescriptions, I said, well, no, I still require the offer to have it done by the usual procedure. This is going back July 2018. And because they wanted people to... here we go. This is run by NHS England. So, automated letter. The pharmacist, you can order, they still order your, we either order, you repeat, they're messing about my stream, so bear with me. So, 10th 2018, there was a system where perhaps people already that you can order your medications online, do it yourself, use app, website, smart devices, if you have the skills ability. Or you can still acquire the whoever you may be requirement of them by, i.e. if you're disabled, have a weekly prescription and a weekly pill pack, specific one for your disabilities, then obviously that can still be done at the time, I found out, by the pharmacy. So the employees at the medical surgery instructs the pharmacy, and then you get it delivered to your home, and that's what happens. And we didn't like that. And then they go on to imply in the terminology about that, and then it's on about virtual health, meaning AI services. Okay, it's all linked into this IT produced documentation. So when I found out and who this was in conjunction with, I contacted the NEAN CCG medicine management team. And it says if you have a medical condition and you need a dossier box and you're housebound medical condition, which I already done and got it confirmed, you still have a requirement and have a lawful right to have that service, not just on the online system, but sent to your home delivery. And you don't need to give a reason, but how they work in the computerized system these days. And this was basically on one subject, on exceptional circumstances ground. And this was done in time, so I think a lot of it was a delay. I think it's about a delay in, I think the medical data is delayed. Like what I just said, but also added on to this, there could be another reason behind it. But I'm not going to preempt these things right now. But yeah, it's all going that way. It already is gone that way. So I just remember finding that. And that's why I found with the previous leaflet. So as one has not had a response, it's now, let me check on the, I haven't got calendar in front of me, so I can't check how many weeks it is now. About a week and a half. Give it by beginning of next week. If I don't receive an lawful response yet again, then what is the next course of action? There's another story, another day. It's just not this service though. It's meant to be offered. It's everything entwined together. But be careful when you, in my opinion, by the way, only. It's up to you what you want to do. Your right to your medical records is sets out the lawful right to already. Both common law, contract law, statutory law, and all this evidence. And it's automated computer generated evidence. So my mate was just going through my previous documents on the other day and still found a verbal offer when I tried to call up on 6th July last year, 2018, about a different service like bereavement counselling with a deaf mum. Basically, I found out, that's what I'm trying to get my records since then as well, because I want to know what the hell this individual said about me. Online referrals. To who? How? And what said? So, without prejudice is made, and it's just been seeking clarification because here you have NHS Digital Leeds head office, and it's used. Let's have a look. Okay, here we go. NHS and care, they call it organisations. Since the 25th of May 2018, the national opt-out was introduced. Well, I did all the national opt-out a while ago, back in 2010 to date, and limit who can access my data. So the NHS Digital Limited is funded by an American company, IT company, and it is all going that way already, and it's not improving access to services, it's cutting back services. So this is why it's gone to Capita, because they have links in America. Why? Data sharing. It's a data company. So if you're not bothered about who accesses your data, fine. But if you've got very sensitive personal data, you don't want every Tom, Dick and Harry accessing it, do you? Let's stop in history. Now, there's also a Act of the South, 26 July 2018. Oh, retirement. Wonder how much pension he's earning. Now, all the contracts and pension schemes are run by Capita and on behalf of NHS England as well. So when I found out somebody tried to offer me somebody who did something wrong, unlawfully, back in 2017, I sought accountable GP to be somebody else. So I struggle to talk with my ill health, and all of their admins and secretaries, I've not, even on the 10th of the 12th 2018, when I tried to call them, see what's going on with my medical data and proof of posting, still they'd oh, we'll update the data, we'll get back to you, we'll send something in the post. No, haven't. So I wanted to know who's rejected the correct referrals to the bereavement offer for psychological therapy, IAPT, change your mind, they call it. So I'm fed up waiting. So my mate did an online referral on the 8th of 9th 2018. Within 3 days got a letter back rejecting the offer. Within 3 days. No evidence to say why. No evidence. So somebody had wrote to medical GP, had no clue what it was all about. Primary care. Primary care, how they're funded, I don't know quite how these are different NHS trust in certain trusts, how they're all funded, how that funding stream works, where did that come from nationally? Department of Health? I don't know. But what I can say is that certain individuals severely are letting people still down. I want better care. Well, where is it? So whether it's your physical, psychological, practical, adult health, joint care, what the hell is going on? Because so many people are posting and experiencing a lot of problems. So, again, that's another reason why I was trying to get medical records still, to see what this medical practice individual female had done, or what she said, because it's basically about the effects of bereavement of passing of a loved one, and I'm still been trying to get access to information. My medical note. So yeah, when you trust foundation and they have their own hierarchy, and their own procedures and how that works. You investigate and find out that, hold on, you rejected the offer of service on what basis? So that email already went off. But again, it's like when they try to offer blood tests at home. When they hive off certain departments and change services, and district nursing is no longer based in your own medical practice, what it used to be like, they don't inform people. So if you've got complex ill health and disabilities, you don't consent to cold calls at your own on the 6th of June last year, 2018, and you don't get no information who they are, what's going on, but I've got information by the sources, what happened, and you try to hold them accountable, and nobody is. So you have to learn about your lawful rights to speak up for yourself. Nobody asks you to. So I just come on here to, be aware that the links are tied up. When you get an offer, automated offer, an IT produced letter, and they always like to put second on their computerized printout letters, but it's usually not, it's usually the first. And then if you don't keep on board with this, you get a running bill. So you find out who head of these companies are, just go and do company check, Dun & Bradstreet check. And just drop that. And well, that's what you can do really. But don't forget, you do Dun & Bradstreet. You don't know what Dun & Bradstreet is. You find out it's a limited company, your medical practice. You thought, what? It can't be. Well, yeah. That's what I originally thought in 2017 until I got the evidence. And I'm just going to show you who they are. I'm just going to search any company out. That's our website. Just go and put a check in. Type in claim to be a public funded company in the United Kingdom. And just go and type it in and put your email in and see what comes back. Just do it, whatever subject you're dealing with, just check. And use that factual information because there's an offer contract in it. So this is for the United Kingdom. I'm sure it works in parts of the world, but I just found this out a while ago. Yeah, so it's all about trading, it's all about profit. So I don't know why I have a suspicion why they reject an offer at a home visit. And they're just, look, I won't personally say what I really think on there, but it's unlawful discrimination yet again, but it's all to do with tactics. So again, if you have any questions and want to research about what this is, investigate more, and you'll find out a lot of information, phone number, but also just best to get the evidence on the website and get an email back. And that's what I did. And as soon as I got that evidence sent off, well, in 2017, all hell kicked off. Oh my God! They tried to deny they were a limited company, and they've got partners who own a couple of guys at the time. I don't know who it is now. Tried to deny these facts of evidence, first-hand evidence. Ever since then, I've just been constantly targeted by them, just trying to discredit my character and medical situation and deny my medical records, because I know there's information on there they put in incorrectly, and I found that out last year, but I won't say out right now. Gotta go. Take care. Hopeless.